All right. Good evening, Grounds crew. Good evening, anybody that's here. Hope everybody's great. Tuesday, August 25th. See a few people here in the chat. Neurodivergent, I see you got a couple comments here from the TikTok side. What's up, man? How you doing? I like the G Willikers. Yeah, I'd like to look at Glasnow as well. I was actually just watching Big Inning in the other room a minute ago. So Glasnow, I promised Spencer Jones yesterday. I'm tempted to watch Gausman from yesterday. Also today, DeGrom gave up 6 in the first. There's some Wheeler stuff that I want to look into. So we'll figure this out as we go. Yeah, I see this comment right here, KB20. Can you touch on what's going on with Wheeler recently? Yeah, I'd like to watch this last start. I know it was pretty much a disaster. But yeah. Glasnow becoming a slider monster just like we all had in our bingo cards. So, I mean, it just shows you the evolution, right? I mean, it's like all fastball, curveball, then fastball, curveball, slider gets Tommy John. Then it's fastball, sinker, curveball, slider, but sliders in the background. Now tonight you have a night with a lot of sliders. So that's interesting. But we'll get there. How do you think the Red Sox will do towards the end of the season? I mean, they're trending really well, especially with some of the names they're about to get back. I know Roman homered tonight in minors. So we're going to have to check that. Maybe we'll just check that right now. Let me see if I can't hop over really quick and find out. We'll watch the Roman Anthony home run at least. Let me just log in there. I mean, they're trending really well, the Red Sox. What can I say? They really are. The question for me is, like, how will the new guys gel? Will they hit the ground running? Because they got a good thing going right now. You know, not that it matters much, but they do have a good thing going right now. Okay, Roman Anthony. He homered on a 3-1 pitch. Let's watch this whole at-bat. Well, he goes to 3-0, and then maybe it's a take. So let's see it. Facing Danny Watson, extremely cockamamie delivery. Ball 1 away. There's like a sweeper backdoor, not close. This is also going to be a ball. This time it's in on, I think, a sweeper. So you got to be sitting dead red, but probably taking, given those first 3 pitches. Sure enough, taking all the way. I bet he gets another fastball. Let's see it. Here it is. Is that Polar Park right there? I think so. Yeah, they're in the grays on the road. So yeah, that's down there in Worcester. That was hit really hard. Little line shot. Roman Empire. Crazy setup. Dude is crossfired. Steps even further to the third base side. Man, the Red Sox have like an absolute major league team down there right now. Story, right? Kiner Falefa, Roman, Romy. There's a whole bunch of names down there. Hit that 106.5. So, okay. Roman, homers. Good to see. While we're here, is there anything else fun? Franklin Arias with a couple hits. Earlier in the game, Roman had a bases loaded walk. So did Story. Let's watch the Arias hits, because everybody's curious about Franklin Arias, right? 104.5. Oh, they're playing the Yankees affiliate. All right, hard grounder through the left side. That's hit number 1 that I see. Lines into a double play there. Franklin Arias double. This one's 97-1 off Zach Messenger. Oh, man, pulled the hands in real nice on 96, tailing in on him. So that was interesting. Love how we're on the farm watch right now, first thing on the stream. Will we see Arias? I'm skeptical. I don't know. I doubt it because it looks like Story's about to be back. But anyway, kind of an interesting situation. Anyway, Christian Campbell, we'll pass for now. All right, let me get back into the chat. How much do the minor league coaches care about winning, or do they care more about developing guys to get to the next step? I think it's changed a lot over the past several years. When I was there, they definitely cared a lot about winning, but I think now it's more of a developmental situation. Although, you get towards the end of the season, you've been with these guys all year, you got new guys, you're trending towards a postseason maybe in minor leagues, you're going to try to win. So, all of that. All right, there was a good question here about the Pirates. This is from the Kevin James from TikTok. I have a real question. The Pirates pitching, is this a coaching issue because it's not just Skeens? So I will say that they did fire a bunch of people and bring in new people this year. And they were really good last year. So maybe that was a little bit of a mistake. I'm not going to you can't always fully blame coaching. But I don't think it's been all exactly harmonious over there with the coaching staff this year, I would say, especially the pitching side. Not that I know anything specific, but I have heard some complaints. All right, let me rewind here a little bit in here. Here's a funny one. Who do you think will get the first no-hitter this year? I mean, it's pretty late in the year. Dylan Cease feels like the guy. I haven't watched Kevin yet. Do you think the Cubs will go deep in the postseason? I think they got a good shot. For sure. Does the coffee come with the baseball even at 9? No, I mean, I'm just drinking a water tonight. Hard for me to, the one that I was using just now, the research tool, I think it's also still private, but a lot more people have the password to that than the Dugout app. All right, we already answered that. Ace Reese is the Mariners' best third baseman right now. Uncle Ted's ready to make the move. Yeah, that Anthony home run was from tonight. Thornton's another guy. If D-backs decide to part ways with Lovello, do you think Bannister would be a good fit? Seems like he has a little more fire in him to lead. I don't know. I didn't think he was beloved in Texas. Maybe I'm wrong. Definitely a hard-nosed guy, though. Definitely a hard-nosed guy for whatever that's worth. Did Matt Andriese help Garrett Whitlock develop a changeup in 2021? So Matt Andriese had a cut changeup. Probably encouraged him to throw more changeups, but they had totally different changeups. Whitlock's got almost like a traditional turned it over, almost like an airbender type of changeup. Andriese was a cut changeup, which is super weird. Yeah, I mean, it has not been a banner year for the Pirates. On the mound, which we thought was the given for them to be good this year. So, I hear you guys. Do you think that the Red Sox fired Alex because of Tracy? No, I think Tracy was the perfect man for the job, but I think that these weren't mutually exclusive. I think Alex got fired because Breslow felt that it was going to be him or Alex, and he had to act first. So he was able to get to, I think, from what I gather at least, get to ownership first and be like, listen, you hired me, you got to see me through, that we're not on the same page, we got to make the move. That's what I think happened. If the Pirates had last year's pitching, they'd be elite right now. It's true, but that's why you got to play the games. Nothing's ever a guarantee in this sport. Things are always sticking and moving, always changing. What do you think the Phils do if postseason Wheeler still struggles? I mean, they're still going to pitch him. I don't know what game, but they're gonna trust him. He's Zack Wheeler. They're going to trust him. City or Yankee, honest, unbiased opinion. Stadium-wise, I mean, let's see. I think City is sort of more friendly. Much better parking situation. Better food, I would say. I don't know. Both stadiums are kind of like pushed back where the crowd doesn't feel as much of a factor as you'd like to have in New York. Yankee Stadium's got a better mound. Mets and Yankees, like on the inside stuff, like Yankees probably have a little better facility. Mets have better food. It's tough. It's tough. I hear you though. Bullpen wise, Yankees have a much better bullpen. Mets bullpen is, you can't see shit. Is 74 at 14 good for velocity or not? Sounds fine to me. But you definitely got to steadily go up from there. 15 is where I have people really lock in on one sport anyway. That's what I tell kids. 15 is my year, so lock in at 15. You'd be amazed what can happen by the time you're 18. I'll say that. I know a little bit about Wande Again. I know he's a big prospect for the Mets, super young, big-time tools. I've seen videos on this guy, so we'll see in a while. He's still a ways away. What's up, AO, who starts game 1 for the Yankees in the playoffs, in my opinion? I'd say Cam. I mean, let's not get cute here. He's been the best pitcher on the staff this year, and we're talking about this year. You don't go off of pedigree or salaries. I mean, those guys are going to pitch. They'll pitch games 2 and 3, but Cam should pitch game 1. I feel like that's makes pretty much sense. Yankee Stadium actually feeling like it's in the city got to count. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, I mean, we got to realize with me though, I'm a tough guy to ask just because I grew up going to the old stadium and I love the old stadium. And the new stadium, to me, is just never going to measure up to the old stadium. As much as I like a lot of aspects of the new stadium, I grew up going to the old stadium. What team would you like to be remembered for? I mean, I don't know. Whoever fans want to remember me for. I look at myself as a Rocky first and foremost because of the 7 years. But, I mean, Yankees, Mets, Red Sox. Just probably not a Cardinal, unfortunately. Big Cardinal flop. Which stadium had the best food for visiting teams? Yankee Stadium. Yankee Stadium is the best in that regard. All right, let me just do a few more of these and then we'll get going on some baseball. I was waiting for a few people to fill up, but it's pretty light tonight, which is fine. No big deal. Maybe a little bit more TikTok turnout tonight. How would you describe the experience and feeling of playing in WBC? One of the best feelings in baseball. You know, tournament baseball is the best. And you don't get to play that a lot in pro baseball. So WBC, especially that type of format, really cool. Is it true the old Visitors Clubhouse was awful at Fenway? I mean, it's like really small. A lot of people like to complain, but you got to remember, like, I'm like a nostalgia baseball nerd, so I didn't even care. I loved it. You know, all the old locker rooms. Dodger Stadium's old one with the metal lockers. Wrigley's old one, which was really small. Fenway's is tiny, but they've done a lot to it. They've done a lot of good things, but it's still small. But I mean, I don't care. I'm in Fenway Park. I'm the happiest man alive. You know what I mean? I'm in the big leagues at that moment. Garrett Cole is starting to look prime again. I mean, yes, he looks amazing. We watched his last start. Benj with another 3-hit game, 770 now. This kid's coming, man. This kid's really good. Would you say if Cam keeps up the numbers to the end of the season, does he deserve the Cy? I mean, listen, it's neck and neck with Cease. I have Schlittler a hair ahead in my methodology, but again, like, voters are tricky for this. They go a lot off of rate stats, and there's still a lot of starts to go. So if he keeps doing what he's doing, I mean, yeah, I mean, he's going to get votes to win it. So we'll see. Did you ever go to Cooperstown, New York as a kid? Yeah, I played at Dreams Park twice. I think 2 different summers. Had a great time. This is 30 years ago, though, so it's amazing what it's become. And, yeah, pretty big deal there. All right, what else we got? Do you think they need to shrink the playoffs with the way the AL is shaping up? So I always talk out of both sides of my mouth on this one. I can never get it straight. On one hand, I want the regular season to feel more potent, and I hate rewarding crappy teams with playoff spots. On the other hand, once the playoffs start, I love that there's more games. You know, more exciting playoff type games. So I talk out of both sides. I do think it cheapens the regular season, but I love the playoffs. So I don't know. Tough one. Sure, this came up, but did you get far in Little League stuff? Did you get to regionals or anything? You know, this has never really come up. So we didn't play Little League in New York City because of, you know, the population rules with Little League. So I played a lot of WABC baseball, Babe Ruth, NABF, whatever, AAU, that type of stuff. And yeah, we were good. We never got to a World Series, any of my teams. We lost in a regional final. I remember a heartbreaking one. I played for this team, the Amity Rebels. We were facing Our Lady of Grace. And we were better than them all year, but the tournament was hosted at their place, and they ended up beating us on the final day. And they went to the World Series, which was like major big heartbreaker. But like, yeah, I mean, I played on some really good teams, like in travel ball growing up, but nothing like nationally World Series. Never made it. And I always felt like the leagues I played in were actually better than the Little League because there was stealing and more like Major League style rules. But, you know, obviously you're always biased towards your thing. Do visitors not having access to Traject Machine create a massive home field advantage? I don't think so, Uncle Ted. I think the Traject, the advantage is minimal day to day. It's a great tool, but I don't think it's deciding baseball games very often. Adam, what happens when all are healthy? Does Spencer Jones go down? Right now, I think no. I'm with Ryan Alberti right here. Right now, I think no. He's playing good. We're going to watch his at-bats in a little. What team should hire Alex Cora? I mean, any team that has a good roster, for sure. He's a really good tactical manager. I don't know. I feel like the Phillies are a lock, but then it's like Mattingly's doing great. So, you know. All right, 2 more, and then I'm moving forward. As we know, NBA is having issues with team resting stars due to a long season. Do you see this happening with MLB for pitchers of contending teams? Not really. Stats mean more in baseball, so guys, I mean, it would be a rare case to get shut down. You see it sometimes with young guys because they're on the league minimum, so they don't care yet. But anybody in arbitration wants to stretch their numbers. Anybody that's already paid usually wants to play because you want to add to your counting stats. Like at a certain point, I just wanted to pitch in more games towards the end of my career, try to get that number as high as I could, as stupid as that sounds. Just like, put me in. I just want more games. So, I don't know. But I hear you. Who was the guy you played with who had a crazy lifestyle, was still good no matter what? Ah, man, there was more of these guys back in the day. It's a tough question because everybody's so buttoned up now. So I got to think back in the day here a little bit. Man. I mean, it's just like the like Brad Penny was a guy who like was like out and about doing his thing, and he was great. But I mean, this is a hard question because everybody got really buttoned up. YouTube is not receiving. What is this? Oh, I think it's still working. All right, let's answer one more question, and then we'll go through it real quick. Is your draft signing bonus paid right away, or is your salary? It's not part. So it's paid, but it's usually split up over 2 pay periods. Usually one the year that you sign. So say you're drafted, like I was drafted in 06. I signed for $950,000, right? So I got 2 different checks, one in 1 year, one in the other year. There were different pay schedules for that. Never held anything like that in my hand in my life, and that was crazy. It was a crazy moment. So don't even know what else to say about that. That was just some different stuff. All right, let's get into the games. What I think about Lombard, I think he's great. I think, you know, the hitting is going to be interesting to see what that looks like long term. I do believe he's a great defender. See, Uncle Ted saying the Reds should shut Burns down. Yeah, but it's like he's chasing numbers too, and like everything matters. I mean, I understand the sentiment here, though. I really do, Uncle Ted. They have a lot more to play for in the future, right? And they've already seen what happened to Hunter Green. All right, so here's where we're at right now. These are the games in progress. Marlins and Red Sox locked up in another tight game. Eric Miller's on the mound for the Sox. He's been a gem of a pickup so far. Rockies 3, Nats 1 in a meaningless game. Astros and Yankees in an important game, tied at 5 in the 7th. Battle of the bullpens now. Bottom of the 7th, Royals 4, Blue Jays 1. Blue Jays just really struggling with runners in scoring position. I know they had some guys on base in that game. Mets 2, Brewers 1, middle of the 8th, so that's getting late. Very low scoring. Dodgers 3, Braves 3. White Sox 8, Rangers 3. That was DeGrom. He had maybe one of his worst starts of his career tonight. Orioles 7, Cardinals 1. So I think Alonso with another big home run in that game. And then you got a bunch of games that are just getting ready to get going here in a little bit. Guardians, Angels, Phillies, Mariners, Twins, A's, Pirates, Pods, Cubs, D-backs, Reds, Giants. And one game that already ended, Tigers 4, Rays 1. So the Tigers needed a win, and they did get it. Max Clark, first home run at home, I believe. So that's that. Let's go over the standings, because I always like to go over the standings. Coming into tonight, I know games are in progress. A couple games have ended. Rays still 3.5 up on the Yankees, 6 up on the Red Sox. White Sox 2.5 on the Guardians coming into tonight. Rangers half game on Houston, 3 on Seattle. Atlanta 3.5 on Philly. Philly finally lost that game last night when Wheeler pitched. Brewers 5.5 up on the Cubs. Brewers looking like they might lose. It's a close game there. Dodgers 9.5 up on the Padres. And then the wild card, American League, who's in there right now? Okay, Guardians as of now. It changes every day. Astros, Twins, Blue Jays, Orioles, Mariners, Tigers, all chasing. Crazy development here too is that the Royals have won 8 in a row. They're about to win their 9th in a row. So that's just weird. That's just weird. And then in the National League, Padres are 2 up on the D-backs, 4 up on the Marlins. So that one, not as many contenders in the National League, it looks like. Looks like the 5 best teams are pretty clear. Brewers, Dodgers, Braves, Cubs, Phillies. And then I would say after that, there's only like 3 teams maybe fighting for that last spot. Somebody could get hot and snatch it. All right, and last night's Coffee Cup winners, Gausman won the 3 Cups. That's why I kind of want to watch him. Cavalli also pitched well. As usual, he's been pitching really good. Parker Messick. And in the batting, we got to watch the Cal Raleigh 3 home run game and talk a little Cal Raleigh as well. So maybe we'll start off with some hitters tonight. I'd like to start off with both Spencer Jones and Cal Raleigh, because those are people that we've wanted to look into as of late. Let's just do Cal Raleigh first, because he's had the most miserable season ever. Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong. From the awkward interaction with Rosarena during the WBC, to the season starting, to being hurt, to just really having a tough go. Even with the 3 home run game yesterday, he's sitting at a 618 OPS and a 167 batting average. And it's crazy because he had 60 pumps. 60 pumps the year before, So this has just been a fascinating season. He's often looked out of sync. A lot of the underlying tools are still there. He's still got a lot of pop, a lot of bat speed. Still walking. Defensively, this guy was a platinum glove winner at one point. Some of the stuff isn't as amazing, but look at the blocking. Let me go down to his metrics over time here. So exit velos definitely dropped. Barrels have definitely dropped, but they're still good. Hard hit has fallen off a cliff this year. So he's gotten a lot of balls mishit. And I think that's the biggest thing, just not squaring up the ball. So clearly out of timing. The chase rate got a little worse as he's probably pressed a little bit. He already had a lot of whiff and K in his game. So it shows you that's why people get so nervous about the big whiff power guys, because they're just like, they feel like it's a very slippery slope. Like you're one little thing degrading like chase rate away from being a bum. But I don't think he's a bum. I just think he's had a horrible, very forgetful year. Of course, he can make up for it now. And he did have this 3 home run game. I am kind of curious, though. Let me look at Cal Raleigh's. Like, where are they pitching him this year? So I guess if you get anything up and in or down and away, he's cooked on righty 4-seamers. Breaking balls. He actually looks okay versus the righties. And then I don't want to look at the lefties. All right, so let's find his game. It was yesterday. It was versus the Phillies, right? Yeah, the 3 home run game versus the Phillies. So let's pop that up real quick and at least watch that first. Phillies and Seattle Mariners. Cal Raleigh had 3 bombs and a walk. All right, first at bat versus Wheeler. Let's see it. 4-seam in, ball. And like in my experience facing Cal Raleigh, he always seems ready for the fastball, and it's like a hard guy to get the fastball by. So this makes sense for his career. It's just that he hasn't been as on time with these pitches all year so far. So 108.5, just, you know, fastball. This pitch is up. It's not quite to the top. And he's just all over it. So just a bomb, straight up bomb right there. Wheeler, that's 5 in the first. So in that moment, he's not really pitching anymore. He's a little spinning, and he's just trying to throw strikes. All right, second at bat versus Wheeler. Bases chucked here. Fastball up and in, ball. Yeah, he had hurt his oblique for a stretch, but how long was he playing like that is my question, you know? Right, a bunch of really bad misses for Zack Wheeler. And then strike, and then he's going to end up walking him. So doesn't want to give in on 3-1. Goes split, walks him. All right, next at bat. Here comes another home run. Cutter up, huge hack underneath it. Looking at Cal this season makes me worry about Sato coming to MLB. High bat speed destroys anything in the zone, but high whiff and high chase. The chase number to me is the toughest one because like it's not as simple as just stopping the chase, stop chasing like PCA did. Most people can't do like you know, they can't get substantially better at that overnight. All right, here comes the home run. It's a cutter. Backdoor cutter, leaks middle probably. Yeah, I mean, that's about as juicy a pitch as you're going to get. That's home run number 2. So, I mean, nothing new here. Just kind of homering the way that you would expect him when he's looking good. Does look a lot more on time, obviously. Shugart, cutter ball. I think this is a very key comment. And this is something that I think in the age of the measurables and of the rate stats and everything, we just often forget that we really don't know. It's all an educated guess. So yeah, you might... It's another cutter. I mean, another really good pitch for him to swing at. Another middle leaking cutter down in a hitter's count. So he just got himself into some really good situations with count. He was able to get his A swing off. And I thought the first home run he hit was a good pitch, was a decent pitch, but these last 2 were like really meaty. So anyway, great for him, man. 3 home run game. Didn't he have a 4 home run game or something in the minors this year randomly? I mean, it's still in there for the dumper, but he's just had a horrible year overall, and it's got to be frustrating. As for the Mariners, like they're still in it, which is nuts. What else was I saying? Yeah, so you never know until they come in. That's the bottom line. Oblique could be hernia. Okay. A lot of hernias. A lot of like lower abdomen tears from position players. Usually, though, pretty quick. Pretty quick. How on earth do you go from elite framing to well below average in one season? I think framing is a lot of times on the pitcher, but also you got to remember the ABS got introduced this year as well. So changes things as well. Meyer for Miller looks like a great trade so far. 3 Ks in the bottom of the ninth. Miller's been incredible so far. All right, let's answer another question, then I'll do some Spencer Jones talk. Hey, yo, what did your lifting and throwing schedule look like in season as a pen guy? Can you go over a starter's routine through a week? So a lot of starters have different timing on their stuff. I can tell you what I did. I tried to get 2 total bodies in a week. Whenever I could get them in that made the most sense. I've mentioned before I like to be on a high-low model, so oftentimes if I pitched, especially if I had pitched 2 games in a row, and I was going to be down the next day, like that's when I would lift, like right after the game. And nothing crazy. I'm not trying to make gains here, but definitely trying to hit the major muscle groups, everything that I need to hit to maintain what I got and, keep things working. So I would do that quite a bit. And if the opportunity didn't come for a while, I would often lift before the game, just many hours before the game, and just make sure I'm touching the exercise I need to touch before the game, and you'll be fine during the game. But again, it's just 2 total bodies a week. Try to make sure they make sense when you're doing them. Don't do them when it's a bad idea, like when you might bury yourself worse or when you won't have ample recovery time or all that type of stuff. So that's kind of how I did it with my lifts. Mostly kept it very simple with my lifts. If my back was, in the years where my back was fine, a little trap bar deadlift. Later, I did a lot of single leg Bulgarians, maybe some side lunges, and then upper body. I'm doing like high rows, low rows, a lot of core stuff. I mean, really just keeping it simple and thinking about pitching most of the time, more so than being a weightlifter. You know what I mean? All right, let me see what else is in here real quick. I believe Murakami will suffer at some point. Whiffs a lot in the zone, but he doesn't chase. Sato chases a lot, like top 10% chase swing at MPB. It's not a good sign, the chase stuff. Like I said, not a good sign. But I know Sato's got a little bit more in his tool chest than just power, right? Like Murakami, it's a big bet on one tool, really. Although he's been okay, I guess, defensively. But anyway. Do you think running is eyewash for post throw? I used to like doing like interval stuff to get the heart rate going a little bit. So like I would do like bike sprints. A lot of times the assault bike, the 10 seconds on, 20 seconds off, 8 reps. That was one of my post pitching routines to kickstart that recovery process. Or if I was at Yankee Stadium when I was a Yankee, I would go into the pool and I would swim. They have like a resist system in the pool that gives you current, and I would do 10 sprints with 20 seconds rest. So all that stuff. I saw this a little bit. I played with John Garland, who was, a great guy, great dude, great pitcher. He used to drink a half a beer or a beer almost every inning between when he was pitching. Just like consistently, just got like drunker as the game went. But it never really affected him. If you go look at his career, he threw a lot of complete games. Apparently, Burley was on the same plan in Chicago back in the day. Beer was everywhere in the clubhouse when I got to the big leagues. So none of that used to surprise me. Guys had a beer in their hand doing their arm exercises. All of that. Hey, do you think the people know about the Discord? Appreciate you, Spectre. I'll throw that up there real quick. All right, let's go get into Spencer Jones, and then we'll see what we're going to do after that. So Spencer's getting a chance to play every day right now, and you know me, I think this is a very important thing. Play him against lefties. Play him every day against the righties. Give him ample time and see what we got. Give him ample time and see what we got. So here's the sample this year. He's been up and down, I believe, 4 times. Above average xWOBA, below average expected batting average, which is expected on our end. We all knew that was going to be the case. Look at all the stuff in the middle. That's all high-end, Schwarber-esque, big-time Bopper-esque. Average exit velo, barrel percentage, hard hit percentage, launch angle sweet spot, bat speed. He's got the most barrels in baseball over the past. There's a length of time recently where he's leading in barrel percentage, maybe this month. Chase rate, bad, but not bottom of the barrel bad, which makes me think he's got a chance. He's already made that one adjustment with his swing. I think he'll continue to simplify it even more as time goes on. But hey, you got to be impressed a little bit with the adjustments he's made so far. So what I want to do is he's been playing really well his last 4 games. There's even an 0-for game in here, but we get to watch, let's see. We'll watch 15 plate appearances, and then we'll see if he hit it all tonight as well. So we'll start with this Orioles game on the 20th. Baltimore Yankees. 20th, Spencer Jones. 3 for 4, Kyle Bradish. All right, let's watch all the at-bats over these 4 games. This is a 3-hit game, so facing a tough pitcher, although I kind of don't hate the matchup, except for if he's going to chase, that's when Bradish is going to get you. First pitch, sinker, up and away. That's a very generous strike call. All right, here comes a 4.
Especially Melanie.
All right, high 1-1. And remember, like, people are probably in the scouting report is to probably get him with a lot of fastballs up. Also, we got to do something about his helmet because it falls off every swing he takes. Curveball, that was non-competitive. That was an easy take, and then he's going to get a hit on this curveball. I mean, hammered to right, and Bradish has a really good breaking ball. This was a good swing. I mean, it's not a perfect pitch. It's not chase, but it is 2-2. A lot of guys are rolling that over. He comes extremely uphill with that swing, and I feel like he just happened to get there out on time and was able to kind of get under that ball and just wasn't that low. So line drive to right there.
Of course, again, you look at Bradish's 173 innings. That's before.
Slider up. 4-seam up. Sinker away.
Keep it honest, dial. 2-1 for Spencer Jones.
All right, so this one got above him, above the barrel. Probably shouldn't have swung at this pitch. The fact that he got to it, I feel like is a pretty good sign, but he just barely got to it and he popped it up. So fastball up still pretty effective there and did have him chase above zone. All right, next at bat for Bradish. Sinker fouled off. Change up. Easy take. Sinker again. And then sinker again. So this is just sort of, first of all, it's an absolute meatball, and that's probably the worst type of pitch type you could throw to Spencer Jones. So shame on you, Bradish, for that. But at the same time, the power's stupid. Not a lot of people go 108 to left center. Left, you know, opposite field, left center. So it just shows you this is the tantalizing part. All he's got to do is touch it, and the power is different. It's different. I mean, that's stupid. That's not easy to do. It's not the old Camden Yards. I still think that this swing, I don't know if he's going to be doing this huge move here forever. But this position here is not bad. He tries to stay on the back leg and spin and do the teacher man thing, which he can get away with because he has so much pop. But, you know, definitely special power. All right, next.
Breath after that triple, and here's Spencer Jones.
Up and in, swing and miss. I see you guys in the chat a little bit.
Has dislodged.
I mean, he's definitely getting better. You know, I mean, again, there's always going to be questions with guys with this profile. But the big thing is the chase. If you can eliminate the chase, it's hard to get 3 whiffs in the zone consistently. You know, there's a changeup. He actually showed decent adjustability with that swing. And he hit it hard as hell, 108.4. Again, he's got ridiculous exit velo, so he doesn't have to do a whole lot up there, just control himself. Did a good job staying back here. You can see he wants to go this whole time. He's starting to cock. But he holds on to it a long time, and then he's able to get on the changeup. So I thought this was an excellent game. The Oppo home run, the pull hit on the curveball, and a hit on a changeup. So I hit on a sinker, curveball, and changeup in this game. And then it's the last 3 versus Toronto. Yep, the 21st. Jones 1 for 3. Home run off Arrighetti. This one's really high. This is another function of having stupid donkey power. All right, 4-seam, kind of a good pitch to hit, but that's that uphill pitch, and you see he comes uphill, and he's underneath that. I'd like to see him get a little bit more on top of a pitch like that, but we're not there yet. All right, curveball, take. Curveball take, and then here's the home run on the cutter. He just hits this ball straight up, but he's got so much power. Keeps it fair. Sends it down the line. 108 again. So another really hard hit ball. This is not a pitch I would recommend throwing him, but another home run there. So we saw the opposite field home run, and then we saw that pull side home run. Now I think he's going to get out here a bit, so let's see how he gets out. Curveball middle. See, that's the difference. Remember, he just hit a curveball off of Bradish for a hit to right field. This one was a little bit further away from him and a little bit slower from Arrighetti, and he does, in fact, get out in front of himself and snap hook over this ball. So there's that. The other thing about Spencer is I think he's a really good athlete, so it's a little different than your usual power or nothing guy. Like he's gonna contribute a little bit on defense as well and base running, so that gives you a little bit more pause before worrying about him. All right, 3-pitch strikeout. See, this is the concerning part, is like this type of miss. Like this is the bad pitch. You should be able to spray that to left, but he's a day and a half late on it. So that's a little weird. But Fisher's tough. Fisher owns lefties. All right, so that was that game. And then I think he goes 0-for in this next game versus Cease. Cease pretty much destroys him, right? But Cease destroys a lot of people. 0-for-3 with a walk. So he's going to walk him the first time, which is a good sign. Let's watch this whole walk here. 94 up and in. He just needs to be averaging the chase rate, being aggressive in the zone. He'll be a star for sure. A++ on athleticism. I don't know if he's going to be a star for sure or not, but I'm with you. Like if he can just be decent in the chase category, I really think he can figure it out enough to be a monster. I really do. And I know that there's not a lot of precedent for it, but I just think he's a little different. I don't want to pigeonhole him. He's a lot better athlete than some of the guys we've seen that are in this profile. Ooh, Hedrick finally had a meltdown. He's been great all year. You knew it was inevitable at some point. That's relief pitching. All right, so ends up drawing a walk-off Cease. Not easy to do sometimes because he's nasty. Now he's going to get, I think, dominated the rest of the game. So fastball in. Here comes a curve. We're going to watch him in a little bit. But what is it? What matters about the not sure average will be good enough with where his zone contact is. Even but what's the percentage on that? What's the percentage on that? Because even if your zone contact is like 60%, again, that's not 3 whiffs in the zone. That's a lot of balls in play, and I love his balls in play. It would have to be really bad zone contact, like the worst in the league. Anyway, strikes out on a slider here from Cease, but a lot of people strike out on that pitch. That's nasty. Hung in there to 3-2, and that's just filth. And then he's going to get a first pitch out this time. See, to me, that was a good pitch to hit, but that ball just flat beat him. 20 inches of vert with that's a very special fastball. That pitch just beat him. Then his last at bat, he's going to get out versus underhand man. Backdoor slider, generous strike, uphill sinker. Jones has all the tools if he gets it together. He could be a very dangerous player. So that's what I think. I just think the upside, like, yes, I'm aware of all the ifs, but I do think that, like, it's a different level of payoff if the ifs hit in this situation than typically. All right, and then he played a great game in the finale versus the Jays. First up is Soriano. This is the type of pitcher who I think he's going to rake because they don't have a lot of vert. So he can, most of the time, it's going to be stuff with sink to it or bottom third of the zone.
Pretty good names on that list.
He's already trying to do that. He's been working with the teacher man idiot, but it's different. These guys can do that swing because they just have to touch it. So his style is very effective with these types of hitters, in my opinion. Like, this is a good example. This is a 4-seam, but it's not commanded to the top, and he's on time for it. It's 97, on time for it, hammers it in the gap. That's right in his wheelhouse, though. That middle down in location. This is exactly where he wants to be pitched. So That ball's lasered for a double. Do you think too much going on with the stance? I mean, I think that he'd be better not doing the whole open to in thing. I think he'd be better creating some type of rhythm while also reducing movement. You know, as much as possible, which he's trying to do, but I think that initial move is weird because it's a start-stop, which I don't like as much. Thoughts on Teacher Man? Again, I think he's a one-size-fits-all hitting coach, which to me is why he doesn't work for a major league team and why many of his players are disasters, but he won't take, you know, he'll just blame the player and not his system. It's great for certain hitters. I think it was an unbelievable adjustment for Judge, and I don't mind it for a guy like Spencer either, but not every player. I mean, what happened to Scott Kingery, you know? So, and you can tell me Chad Durbin, Caleb Durbin, but Caleb Durbin, you know, he's seen a lot of different hitting coaches. All right, this is also a good swing that I liked. Going with this pitch up the middle, little hammered up the middle, top spin single off Soriano. So he's been on time for the fastball. I mean, 2 for 2 with a double, a single, and a walk. And then this is the last at bat we'll watch him versus a lefty, Brendan Little.
Now, if this was earlier,
does the going up and down in the stance mess with his eye level when the ball comes in? I mean, I don't know, but to me, it's just like you can visualize. It's not very rhythmic, right? And hitting is a dance to some extent. And I like that he's trying to reduce and simplify his movements. But the open to in thing is a very stop-start. I just don't like the stop-start nature of it. So that ends up being foul, and then he gets called out looking. It's actually a decent at-bat, but then he just gets frozen on a pitch he's not looking for, and he punches out. Anyway, again, we know all the stuff with him. You see what it looks like when he touches the ball. It's pretty impressive. The question is, will he touch it enough? But to me, this chase rate, yeah, it's bad, but it's not that bad. Imagine if he was under 30%. Imagine if he was like 28, 29%. He'd be a monster automatically, right? He'd have to be. Because again, you're not going to get 3 whiffs in the zone. I don't care what your zone contact rate is. You're not going to often get 3 whiffs in the zone. You're just not. All right. Jones also has a great group of vets that can help develop him. Yeah, but they can't hit for him. They can talk him through things, and I think it's great to be around those guys, particularly Judge and Stanton. Even Goldie to some extent. Good call out there. But yeah, I mean, they can't hit for him, so, and everybody perceives things differently. But, you know, particularly Judge and Stanton, I would say, that are in the I mean, Goldie's different. Goldie was an all-around hitter in his prime. But he had a similar thing that he could go out to any part of the ballpark. But definitely Judge and Stanton, they know all you got to do is touch it. You know? All you got to do is touch it. Let's see what else we got. His timing got better. I don't believe it's only batting mechanics. But he doesn't have the same type of pitching plane reading that Judge has. At least works to count better. Yeah, I mean, Judge just got really smart over the first couple of years after he figured out his mechanics. Then he got really smart. Cape Cod League pitchers. I don't really have video on that, I don't think. Maybe on Synergy I do, actually. I actually might. Give me some names maybe at some point. We can do that. He just got a 112-mile-an-hour double. Let's go back to the game right now. Who are they playing? The Yankees are playing Houston. This is the live game right now. What's his day looking like? 1 for 4. So he went, we'll just speed watch the result pitches. First at bat, he grounds out on a 4-seam, 3-2. Hit very hard. Yeah, 102.5. Nice positioning, nice play by Altuve. I don't have a problem with that pass. Second at bat, in play outs on a curveball. Rolled over it, so we've seen that contact twice now on curveballs. Although fast enough not to get doubled off. Third at bat, left on left versus Souza. Just pops up this slider. Very hittable pitch, but came underneath that. Still, though, no strikeouts. And then this just happened, so we can't get the main angle. But this is off Brian Abreu, fastball. Crushes it. Does seem like he has topspin a lot. That was 112. So let's see the high home. Where did this go? Off the wall? Yeah, he topspun it. That's the only reason it wasn't a home run. And you can see he's fast. See what that swing looked like from the side since we have that angle, but we don't have the broadcast yet. Anyway, middle down. Loves it. Loves it, loves it, loves it. All right, so anyway, that's Spencer. We've talked it through. Garcia 4 for 4. That's pretty legit. What happened in the Hedrick inning? Yandy clipped him.
This year.
Man. Hedrick's been unreal all year, so he gets, this is sort of a Yankee Stadium bomb, or is it way back?
It's a tie game.
Decent shot, and then fly out single triple.
About a 50-50, right?
That's a close one.
And that's the call next year that...
Pena, seeing eye single, and then Yordan, first pitch triple. It's always Yordan. Oh, that ball's hammered. You want to talk about a guy that can hit. Now that guy can hit. 106.5, laser in the gap. Spencer took a... Wow, Pena was moving. There's 2 outs, I guess. So he scores easily. Yordan gives him the lead. This is a swing, folks. That's just pure. You want to talk about rhythm, but not like overdoing it? Look at that coil. And then he's just gravity right into it. And then foot strike and just lower the hands. Guy can freaking rake. Unbelievable. All right, so I was curious what happened there. A lot of game left there or not. So Abreu went for the save. This is the 8th. Fly out double single. So it must be a 1-run game now. Boston 3, Miami 3 in the 11th. All right. Definitely want to watch Glasnow. Want to watch Gausman from the other night. Want to watch... Definitely want to watch... Oh, Wheeler from the other night, too. Let's do Wheeler first. Let's check out what's up with Wheeler. Last few starts, and then we'll watch some positive stuff after this. So this is Wheeler's last 4 starts. 5 1/3, 4 versus Toronto. 5 and 5, 4 earned versus the Cardinals. 5 and 2 earned versus the Marlins, and then this one the other night. 4 innings, 8 earned versus the Mariners. Damn. What's the data from this game? Velocity is about the same. IVB down a little bit. Movement down a little bit on 4-seam. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. Sweeper down a little bit in movement. Splitter a little bit worse. So he had legitimately worse stuff in this game. A little bit. First pitch strikes are still good. Just gave up a lot of hard hits. You don't see him give up 4 hard hits on his splitter very often. Still got whiff. All right. Let's run through it. It's 103 pitches, so I'm just going to go as fast as I can. Is he tipping?
Zack Wheeler, a lot of first pitch strikes this season.
Cavalli's like throwing that sweeper and curveball, and we looked at the chart yesterday. It's super weird where they're at, and man, nobody's hitting those breaking balls. Yeah, I know we got to watch Gausman and Glasnow after this. Probably Glasnow first, then we'll circle back to Gausman because it was the other day. All right, so first batter goes 3-0, then throws 2 strikes. The fastball looks great there.
Wheeler's 3-2.
And then a heater off the plate for a walk. So leadoff walk. Here's Canzone. Cutter in off Four seam here. Strike. Four seam here. Smash to the right side. Dom hits the ball hard. 110. So in there. Here's Julio. Sweeper strike. That looks good. Sinker. Probably going in. That was really nice. And then split. Really bad location on the split. 3-run home run. So a walk. Just a poor fundamental walk because he started off 3-0. Ends up with the walk. Then a bad 1-1 location to Canzone, or kind of a bad pitch call. And then this one I think would have been effective because you know you're going to get a swing here, except you just threw it right in the honey hole. So this was just a horrible mistake. That's going to happen. But that's 3-0 like that. Naylor tries to bunt. Foul ball. That probably pissed Zack off quite a bit. Cutter here. That's a ball. Ooh, Duran grand slam. I see you guys in the chat. Cutter. Good pitch, but better swing. That pitch was up and in. Great swing, though. Double. Now Ward. They end up calling him out, huh? That sucks. Sweeper away.
Complete willingness on Harper's part to want to do so. He was the one asking for.
I do think like maybe a lot of the stuff with the rubber. I mean, think about Wheeler had a very pissed off little stretch there. The All-Star snub, which then he rejected it when they circled back to him. Then the whole is he on the rubber, is he not on the rubber gate. And then he just is a little out of sorts. There's a leadoff walk. Well, a 1-out walk. Nobody on walk. Not trusting his stuff there. Goes with the sweeper. Misses. Then we saw the Cal home run. Fastball, fastball. Just predictable. And guys are not on time for it. Curveball strike. Fastball up and in. That was a good. That was very nice. Pitched threw the ball well right there. All right, here's Weston. This is a very long first inning. Fastball away.
That's what the Mariners look like so far in the first. Selectively aggressive.
Sinker in. Very nice. Sinker back door. It's a good pitch. His stuff looks fine. I know it was down a tick in terms of movement, but to me his stuff looks fine. He's made some mistakes that have gotten absolutely punished. And the 2 walks are a little bit concerning, but I don't see any reason to think he won't be fine yet. Honestly, everything looks good. I think he got a little predictable. I think going 3-0 to the first batter just set him off in a bad spot, and then he threw a really poor splitter to Julio. That looked like Wheeler right there. Here's Randy. So we're already back to, is this the top of the order again? Yep.
He's one of only 5 players all time.
He said that right now his command is erratic and his fastball is the only one he feels comfortable throwing for a strike. His walks are up. And his sweeper whiff fell from 40 to 25. I mean, you can kind of see that the command isn't as sharp as he's used to it to being. But I don't see any huge drop-off overall. He's throwing some good pitches, and to me it's just a matter of time now before he gets his rhythm back. The sweeper, I think 40% whiff rate on sweeper is crazy anyway. That seems a tad high. But yeah, I mean, just not executing very well.
I felt like
the secondary almost too quickly because there was traffic on the bases.
He's doing the same thing as Skeens, showing the ball at his back pocket early.
Ball is a can zone right there, trying to change speeds a little bit.
Nobody can see that, guys. You know how much nonsense that is? Oh, I can see the ball behind your back pocket. That's why I'm hitting you. This is something that old timers say that they just say. All right, he looked actually pretty good in the second inning. What matters more is how early you're showing the ball as you approach release point. I think Skeens may be doing that a little bit, but again, Skeens has just had horrible command with consistent arm side misses. In this game, he's missing a little bit to both sides just subtly, and he's made some mistakes in zone. But I don't understand the whole behind the back pocket thing. Nobody's eyes are like, ooh, I'm going to go see the ball behind your butt, and then somehow that's going to help me hit. I don't get that.
Into the hands, a ground ball. Turner has it clank off his glove.
Yeah, I just think his command is a little off. All right, lead off on. Here's Naylor. Splitter. I mean, Naylor was all over him. Hit a really good cutter the first at bat. This time he gets a splitter. I mean, look, is this a hittable pitch? Hell yeah. It's kind of pulled right down and in, but it's also a pitch he probably gets away with a lot. So I think it's a combination of two things. Command's a little off, and this just was not his night. I know he hasn't had 4 good starts in a row, but I actually thought stuff is like, it's okay. There's a first pitch sweeper. It's not bad. I just think his command's off a little bit because he's missing to both sides. It's not just a one-side miss. Like, so I can't say, oh, his mechanics, he's doing something specific with his mechanics every time. He's just missing. Human error. It's also been a long year for him, rehabbing the TOS. I mentioned he was been frustrated for a while. I mean, you see there, that's not like a horrible miss, but it's a miss. It's a miss. It's just not sharp. Just a tick off, like that fastball up and in, just misses being a strike. Definitely looks like his breaking ball command is kind of falling apart in this game a little bit to his glove side. See, anything to the glove side, he's over pulling. That's 2 curveballs in a row that are just crazy. Here's the first one. It's crazy. Cal almost swung at that. And the second one's way worse. Usually you wouldn't make a worse adjustment off of that pitch. So that's a little bit of a weird scenario. Heater middle down, and then this is the walk to Cal Raleigh where he didn't want to challenge him. Goes splitter. Actually pulled that a little bit, so that's another miss, even though I don't think he wanted to come in zone. That's a good splitter. Finally gets a good outcome. Here's Wilson. That's a good pitch. That's a good pitch.
As the base is loaded.
That's a good pitch. Great take. So he's strung together about 6 good pitches here, and that's a good pitch. Okay, here's Rodden. Also working really hard in this inning. Splitter down. Not good, but not bad. Splitter down again. Yep, swing and miss. 4-seam now. Dotted. He's actually strung together a lot of good pitches here in the third. That's a little non-competitive, but I bet the curveball is going to be bad. Nope, that was good too. Splitter now.
2-2 again.
I thought he threw the ball well that inning. He got hit a little bit, but I thought he threw the ball well. Even his misses were subtle. 4th inning. Sinker in. Decent pitch. Splitter dotted. Sweeper. Let's see this one. Really bad miss, but really awkward setup there by JT. 2-1 going back to the sinker. Arm side flyer. And then a 3-1 sweeper for a ball. So then he lost it again there. Just lost it, and you can see he's frustrated. Can zone. Splitter down. Good pitch. Curveball down.
Throwing the cutter off of the sweeper.
I mean, there's always a possibility he's tipping, but I'm not seeing anything obvious. Then again, I'm not studying it for that. To me, it looks like his command's inconsistent. I still think his stuff's great, and at times he's pitched really well, even in this horrible start. Like, look at that. That's dotted. So I wouldn't worry if I'm a Phillies fan. If he is tipping, they'll figure that out, and he'll stop doing it because that's what happens. But I think he looks fine. I mean, now that's the bigger problem for you right now if you're a Philly, is the way he's been playing it short. So, all right, in play here. Naylor 3 for 3. That's kind of a seeing eye hit. Ward. He's also looks a little tired at this point. He's worked crazy hard here.
Look pretty
He's had 93 pitches here in the fourth. That's a good pitch, though.
gobbled up over at third base. The short
Okay, last inning. It's amazing he went out for the fifth. Honestly, you got to give him a lot of credit for going out for the fifth. You know how many people would have probably been cashed after that fourth, but he goes out there anyway. I think he's going to give up some more runs, too. This is the second home run by Cal, right? We watched this one earlier. Pretty good at bat overall. He's definitely struggling with that curveball consistency and sweeper in this game. And then this is just that cutter middle. Obviously don't want to walk him, but because he didn't put him away earlier, that's what you get. So that's the home run there. And this sucks because I felt like he battled super hard in the second, third, and fourth inning. But then this fifth inning is going to leave him with a really sour taste as well. Another home run coming here. Hanging split. I think he was tired. I don't think he should have went back out for the fifth. I think he worked. I think that he worked abnormally hard in the third and the fourth inning to maintain the zeros there. But I'm not worried about him. If he's tipping, they'll fix it. And to me, the stuff is fine. No real red flags there. And at times he threw really well. Yeah, he's a little off with his command, but it's Zack Wheeler, so I have pretty good trust in him. So I'm not really worried about him at all. Not really worried about him at all. Maybe it's release or a feeling. How much does a catcher adjust to set target for pitchers in these slumps? I mean, they'll talk about strategy. They'll talk about maybe some adjustments with targeting or whatever they want to do. But they're not going to overreact either. Do you think hitters can pick up on slight changes in arm angles on different pitches, or that never enough time to notice? If it's drastic, yes. But if it's not drastic, no. I would say it's got to be like more than like 5 degrees at least. So it's got to be drastic. And usually what really gives it away sometimes, like if like say I have to climb to throw my curveball, right? Like typically I'm in here on my sinker, four seam, sweeper, changeup, but I want to climb on my curveball, right? What would give it away isn't necessarily the arm being higher. What would give it away is like something in my like my posture going from here to like a little bit more up. And like, I'd be like in here and then I have to climb. As soon as they see me get on my heels a little bit, that would tell them curveball, right? But it's got to be drastic enough to see it. So I think that's the biggest thing. I feel that Don shouldn't be sending him out there for this. Personally, I don't think he should have sent him out there either. I thought he looked exhausted in the fourth inning. And like I mentioned, he was working really hard in that inning. So I think that was a tough one. You think Philly should let Wheeler skip a start? I mean, it's up to Wheeler. It depends. Ask him how he feels. I wouldn't do anything against his wishes here. If he wants to keep going and he feels like, or if he feels like he needs an extra day or extra week, whatever, give it to him. But, you know, he's going to take the ball and he'll probably pitch better next time. Maybe tipping splitter, so could eliminate a pitch. Yeah, I mean, if he's tipping the split, they'll fix that. A lot of splits got hit, but you saw the location of them. The locations were really bad. The one to Julio, the one to Canzone there at the end. I mean, those are just badly Young. Those are just badly located splits. So, you know, it's tough. Ever have a coach or catcher tell you to treat your outing like your bullpen earlier in the week when you had control issues? I don't know. Catchers say some stuff. I don't know. You got to figure it out for yourself. You know? Got to figure it out for yourself sometimes. Yeah, it is a little bit. Yeah, so I think he's fine. Honestly, I think if you're a Philly fan, you kind of don't worry about him much. I really think that. All right, let me check in on the live stuff, and then we'll do Glasnow next because he started tonight. Let's check in on the live stuff. What do we got right now on the scoreboards? Top of the ninth, Astros 9, Yankees 7. So they scored again. Yankees bullpen not having their best night. Bottom 10th, Mets and Brewers are tied. Was Senga in that game? Did he blow that game? I'm going to check that out in a minute. Rangers trying to come back from deep on the White Sox. 11-7 there. 13-1 Orioles over the Cardinals. Phillies beating the Mariners 1-0. That just started. Angels 2-0 over the Guardians. That just started. Walbert, Urania. Guys been pitching very well. Pirates, Padres 0-0. A's, Twins 2-0. A couple other games just started here as well. Cubs, D-backs is in the third. Giants 2, Red 0 in the second. Red Sox end up winning in overtime. Extra innings, Jarren Duran. Royals hold on against the Jays. And Braves beat the Dodgers. Braves ended up beating the Dodgers. Let me just 2 seconds before we jump into the Glasnow outing. I want to see what happened at the end of the 9th inning with the Mets, but I also want to see this Duran Grand Slam. So let me look at the Duran Grand Slam first, because that's just one at bat. Jarren Duran, you know, honestly, I watched a little bit of their game yesterday, and he had a really good hustle double, and I was like, God, when it's right, it's so right. It just hasn't been right that often. All right, here it is. Extra innings, bases loaded, 1 out, left on left, sweeper ball. I wonder if it's another sweeper, if it's a fastball. It's another sweeper. Kaboom!
That is really deep to right center and a grand
Man, grand slam. So it's twice in a row that the Red Sox have ripped out the Marlins' hearts in their ballpark at the end of the ball game last 2 nights. Late inning stuff. This ball is actually hammered. 105. Definitely sitting on the sweeper. Knew where it needed to start. Did not miss it. Great approach. And it's also awesome he was 0 for 4 before that and then came through with that. Big time swing from JD. What's crazy is no roster spots are really safe. Man, look at all the Red Sox fans in South Florida. Holy shit. God, you got to feel bad for a home team when that's the reaction to the visiting team pumping a grand slam on you. That sucks. So he's been awesome. Also in this game, this dude's been unconscious. Miller, been basically perfect since he got to the Sox. He had 3 Ks. Here are the strikeout pitches. Slider, smell ya. This guy's going to get a slider too. Marcy, goodbye. And then another slider to Navarreto. Goodbye. Miller's been nasty. I was telling people he's filthy. All right, so that's it from that. And then what happened at the end of the Met game? It's Mets and Brewers today. I was not watching much of this. So the 9th inning was Warren. No Senga tonight, huh? No Senga tonight. Looks like Lavender went 6 up, 6 down, 7th in the 8th. In the 9th inning, Contreras double.
Got 5 outs in that game. This one's
It's actually below the zone, but hammered in the gap. Then a walk, 4-pitch walk. Don't want to see that. And then Yelich double. Man, surprised that they didn't score more runs than this. They were all set up, right? Probably 2nd and 3rd here. No outs, tie game. How did they get out of this? Strikeout of Lara, front door sinker. That's kind of middle. Holy shit. And then Jan came in, punches out Garrett Mitchell. They challenge it, but it works. Then there's a walk, and then he gets out Hamilton. And that's why they're in extras now. Oh, Lindor, what a play. What happened? Why did this black out? That's insanely terrible. Great play by Lindor. Oh, big time play. And man, look at Jan. Look at Jan. Look at him celebrate. Watch this. Watch Jan. I'm so glad we pointed that out. It blacked out on MLB TV too. Dude, oh my God. Do you see Jan right here? I have to circle this because this guy is just hilarious. Great view of the Lindor catch, but check out our guy. 1, 2, just slapping the freaking grass. Are you kidding me? But also we got a pretty good look at Frankie here too. The dive. Man, at that moment, does it look like he's going to get it? I would say no. But he got there, so that was pretty sick. That was pretty cool. Anyways, game's still going on or what? Pintaro, Brewers, McGill. Oh, looks like something's happening in the bottom of the 10th. Walk-off? Walk-off E5. Was it this play right here? So Mets end up winning it. Ground ball to third. Horrendous throw home. Game over. Mets win. Mets playing good ball still. I know they didn't finish off great on the road trip, but playing good ball still. Last little while. Got it. Brutal throw right there. Man. Brutal throw. How funny was that yawn thing right there? Glasnow's coming up right now, Showtime. So let's go do that now. Dodgers ended up losing, but this was Glasnow's first game back off the IL. We actually watched his rehab start, which I thought he looked great in the other day. Here's his final line. 5 innings, 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, no walks, 7 strikeouts, love the no walks, 89 pitches. Kershaw was in the booth tonight for Sportsnet LA in Atlanta. Interesting, I love it. 2-man booth as well with him and Joe. That was great. Player breakdown. 42 heaters, 23 sliders. Okay, so somebody said he was a slider monster today. There it is. 12 sinkers, 12 knuckle curves, 43% whiff on that slider. Excellent whiff all around in this game. 52% first pitch strikes. I know he gave up all the runs in the first, but here we go. Braves, Dodgers. Big Glass. Drake Baldwin leading it off. 4-seam up, 95-7, absolute Ched. I think he's fully healthy. It's just a matter now of how he pitches, but we'll see.
Depending on how he feels and how stressful those pitches are tonight, and we'll see how it all plays out. In that baseball.
Do you think you can build momentum into the following season, or not much that theory? Absolutely can, yes. Especially individually as a player. Oh, I think you're probably talking about the Mets as a team. No, not as a team. Not as a team. Too many variables. But it's always good to feel good about how you performed before you get home. Individual players, like the way Benj will ride this momentum. But as a group, too many variables to predict that. Anyway, there's a slider that, man, maybe Freddie should have went for this. What do you guys think? But individual players, yes, Freddie should have probably gone for that. Interesting. Thought it was more in the hole, maybe. Thought maybe second baseman's ball. Anyway, leadoff hit, but maybe could have been made a play. I don't know. Here's Ronald. There's that fastball. He pops it up. Fastball looks good. Didn't have as much ride there, but you see the little cut action. Geez, so very eventful. First 2 batters, Fiducia and Freeman collide. Here's Olsen. All right, 1-0 curveball gets the chase below zone. That's an absolute hammer. And then here's another curveball. So he's going to make the mistake here of going from unhittable to hittable, although that's also down. Probably hit too hard for Freddie. No, not really. Just a bad pick. Again, I think he could have had a 3-up, 3-down. 81 off the bat. I know he's in a little bit. I feel like Freddie usually would tell you he usually makes these plays. I don't think Glasnow did anything wrong for these first 3 batters. I think he gets clipped here, doesn't he? Here's Dubon. Fastball at your face. Dubon beats him on a little dumper of a single. Yeah, I don't think he's pitched bad at all. Yet, even though I know he gives up all the runs in this inning. 1-1 fastball up, so he gets to 1-2. Same pitch trying to go higher. Goes higher. Barely hits it. Curve coming now. That's shallow. And then curve again. Also well below zone. Dinker into right. That's going to score a run. Tucker comes up, iron miking it to third. Okay. First and third still. Here's Harris. Curveball down ball.
But you'll see quite a few of those from Glasnow tonight. They got to him. He struggled to throw strikes.
Yeah, but the thing is though, he didn't get his back broken. He still pitched 5 innings after this with no runs. Like, he still pitched 4 more innings, I should say, with no runs. So yeah, it was a horribly unlucky inning was what I'm watching right now. Horribly unlucky inning. But he didn't break his back. He ended up being pretty good. All right, here's the 3-2. Let's see here.
Harris, payoff pitch.
I mean, even that one. I mean, he got in on those hands. That's 77-9. He didn't put him away when he had the chance. That's probably the mistake, but that's weak contact too. All right, Ozzie Albies, sinker down, easy steal. So he looks very frustrated here in the first.
8th stolen bag of the year.
Four-seam strike.
They both have 8.
There's that slider. That was wicked. Sinker coming here. That's down. Slider down. Knuckle curve. Are they going to hit another one below zone? All right, at least this one was in zone. Good swing. Sack fly. Had to throw a strike there. 3 runs.
Decision in the first inning.
And then I think he gets Yastrzemski out to end the first. This is also a horrible first inning, first time back. It's going to be way, like 35 or something after this. Just unlucky BABIP.
No Brave has
Yeah.
ever had more than that in a single season.
There to bring in the 3rd run of the first inning for Ozzie.
Who, like Glasnow? Glasnow is anything but easy to hit. I'll tell you that.
For the injured list with those back spasms.
Anything but easy to hit. He's a lot of things, but not easy to hit. All right, called strike 3. Great catch and challenge by Fiducia to get him out of the inning. So that's huge. That's going to be a strike. All right, second inning, they're saying he's going to be a demon, so let's see it.
So far, some early offense as Riley will lead things.
Top 9 Dodgers had Ohtani lead off and a triple and didn't get him back.
You hate the momentum shift, a call on a foul ball.
All right, here is Riley.
Now, since the All-Star break,
Glass almost got bailed out on that foul tip by Yaz. Yeah, I saw that. That should have been another run, huh? All right, so he strikes out Riley looking.
Tyler Glasnow, he's only
I don't know why Riley didn't swing at that pitch. It wasn't like it was outside corner. Here's Sean Murphy, who has also had a Cal Raleigh-esque fall off. Even though I heard Cal homered again tonight. 2-0 slider, like what are you swinging at? 2-1 slider. Well, what I'm saying is you might think it's easier to pick up out of hand, but it's not true. It's factually incorrect because nobody hits this guy. If you go look at his career opposing batting average, he's one of the hardest guys to hit. So whether you can see it early or not, it's of no consequence. That's my point. I mean, you could say you could pick it up. Doesn't make it easier. All right, heater, doors. So he just destroys the side in the second inning, mostly just in the zone. All right, third inning here. Yeah, Murphy's been hurt, but I mean, he's had just no luck at the plate when he's been playing, like none.
There in that second inning where he struck out the side.
Four seam up and in.
He's going to tunnel right out of where that fastball was if he throws it.
All right, so 4 straight strikeouts. Here's Olsen. I mean, he's looking pretty good for a 5-starter, I'll tell you that. So I know Spector's freaking out a little bit, but this is your 5-starter. I think you guys will be all right. Oh, Alex Call. Attaboy. Nice play. Dubon, 1 pitch out here, so very efficient. Third inning. Nice catch by Freddie.
It's Tuesday.
And yesterday on Braves Vision got to watch games.
I mean, that was horrible, BABIP in the first. I thought he threw the ball well in the first.
As I was telling you before,
They've been spamming a lot of 4 seams to Acuna. That's interesting. Right now, he can't get on top of a fastball.
Run those games and watch them, and it was good for the soul, quite honestly. Take.
Yeah, impressive.
One take, Matzik, just like that, huh? It's that easy. Work post career.
If I'm you right now, Spec, I feel good about the fact that they're not hitting right now because you don't need to be hot yet. You don't want this offense to show up in October, but you know you're going to be in October, so you got time to figure it out. If I'm you, I'm like, this is good. Get it out of the way now. That's what I'd be looking at it as. All right, he pulled that sinker. Gavin Williams getting torched right now. Wow. Sinker down, base hit. That was kind of a bad pitch to Ozzie, in my opinion.
Right into the barrel.
Ronald's trying so hard to pull a lot of pitches and just unfortunately skies a lot of them. He's just missing everything. So yeah, but he's underneath everything. So that's why they're going four seams over sinkers. He'd probably be colliding with the sinker a little more. Yankee fans looking at this shit like, hey, at least your best player's playing. It's true. Every team has got something to be frustrated about. Certainly the Yankees is like, when's the last time we've seen Judge? All right, that ball was hit pretty hard to center. Here's Riley.
Especially when the ball's going kind of straight down, but that's the hardest we've seen in the air tonight there from Yaz at 102.
Challenge heater fouled off. Sinker coming here. This sinker's kind of gnarly. Just like a two-seam runner, but way different than the four-seam cut. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, dirty curveball. All right, last inning. Murph. Pulled foul. What makes him good then? Ride heater? I think that's eye wash. If the ball's going to move straight, it's easier to hit than demon sinker. You're just trying to rage bait me. I'm not going to fall for it.
Unbelievable how young some guys looked.
I mean, unless you're a major league hitter, you really can't comment on easy to hit major league pitchers. Especially ones that have career dominating numbers. So you're just trying to rage bait. Cut fastball to sinker is nasty. See, Diego gets it. Diego gets it. He's got ride cut, and he's got a sinker off of that, and he's got 7-6 extension. Sinker fouled off. Here's another heater going to be up. So now he can go sinker, heater, and sinker four, and they're just way different, but both really fast. I mean, it's similar to what Schlittler's got, except his fastball is kind of his cutter version. All right, gets him out with the slider. Here's Ronald. This time it's a slider, not a fastball, and he hammers it. So again, go back to the fastball. Go back to the fastball. Backdoor curveball. Can he not hold runners? Because that's two steals with not even a throw. Slider here fouled off, and then this is his last pitch of the night. Look, he threw the ball really well. He had a horribly unlucky first inning, although he got lucky to not give up that fourth run with the not Yaz foul ball. Got really bad in the first. I think he looks great. I don't think there's anything to worry about with Glasnow. I think he looks great. I really do. Everything was normal. Velo was normal. Shapes were normal. If anything, they were a little better at times. So I thought he looked good. Sucks for the Dodgers, I guess, if you wanna be bummed out. But Braves win again. Dylan Lee, my guy. Raciel Iglesias. They got it done today versus the Dodgers. Who gave up that last run for the Dodgers today? Was it Tanner? Let me go back to that real quick. Yeah, Matt Olson with a big double.
To the left center gap. This falls. It is cut off.
It's nice.
Is gonna head for two, and it's a double.
Leadoff double there, and then the big hit was Ozzie. 2-0 slider. Serves it into center, and that's the winning run right there. And then in the ninth inning, we have a leadoff triple by Shohei.
Road trip of the season last year out to Los Angeles.
Yeah, Robleski, Bubic, Sasaki, Lauer, all figured to be in the pen. I mean, really, it's tremendous. All right, horrible play by Lane Thomas, so they call that a triple. That should be an error, I'm sorry. How's this not an error, guys? You guys think this is a hit or error? Hit or error? All right, maybe a hit. Maybe I'll give it a hit, but could it have been caught? Yeah. So he gets a little lucky, gets the triple, and then here's the Strand Fest. First, Freddie. Change-up strikeout, dirty. They still cheer super loud for Freddie, I would imagine. Mookie Chopper. Doesn't get him in with the infield in. Then they walk. Who'd they just walk? Muncy to get to Tommy Edman. And then he jams him with that fastball, flies it out to Michael. Well, nerves of steel for Iglesias right there, hanging on after the triple. Wow, crazy game. Crazy game right there. All right, let me get back into the chat. How old is Iglesias? I feel like he's been closing forever. How old is Raciel now? I think he's like, probably, I'm going to guess 36. Yep, 36. 36 years old. 36 years old. Sorry, man. Yeah, Gausman's going to be my next guy, probably my last guy. But I want to check up on Gausman. That was a heck of a save. It was. I mean, man on third, really good pitching. Ballsy change up there to Freddie. Didn't give in with 3-2. Got Mookie to hit a chopper. And the intentional walk, and then hung in there against Edman. Hard to do. Yeah, what do you guys think? Error in the big leagues? I mean, as a pitcher, I want it to be an error. You guys have errors. I got you. Royals 9 wins in a row. Too little, too late. But yeah, I don't think they are getting Suarez back soon. But if they do, that would be huge. Bad luck still cheering for Freddie in Atlanta, in my opinion. They love him, huh? Hey, Adam, first-time viewer, big baseball fan from the Republic of Ireland. Quick question for me. Let's see if it's still in here. What made you call it a day? They stopped giving me guaranteed contracts. That's what called that. That was it. It's that simple. I would have kept going. You know, the teams that I wanted to play on at least. Homer in 28 parks. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all. I mean, what reliever isn't a hit or a miss? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, I played in Dominican. I would have loved to play in Japan, but I didn't. It never happened. Did you ever think about playing with the Cubs? Always wanted to be a Cub, never got to be a Cub. Speaking of the Cubs, Kevin Gausman, he pitched yesterday, finally had that really quality result game for the Cubbies. This is the stats on the season. He's got very similar underlying numbers to last year, but he had the ERA, no denying the ERA and the run prevention has gone in the wrong direction. 1.26 whip. So it's just slightly worse outcomes, but a lot of the stuff's the same when you look at the expected stuff. All right, versus the Diamondbacks on the 24th. Final line for Gauss we're about to watch. 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, 94 pitches. The breakdown is 62 heaters. That's a lot of heaters. 27 splits, so it's always like that, but that's a lot of heaters. It's almost out of balance. That's so many fastballs. So maybe the Diamondbacks call for fastballs, a couple sliders, 2 changeups. I don't know that he's throwing the changeup. That's probably just more splitters. 80% first pitch strikes is probably the key. Probably the key. All right, Diamondbacks, Cubs. Whoops, we want this one. Gausman. 94 pitches. All right. Lars Nootbaar. I keep forgetting he's on the Diamondbacks.
Right on the corner at 93. Nootbaar 220. Good to see Merrill Kelly get off to a good start. 3 outs on 14 pitches, had a strikeout. Nootbaar carves
Little fly out here on a fastball. So fastball to open the game.
Bunch of extra base hits in May at Wrigley.
Do you think the Orioles can make the playoffs? Yeah, I think they can. Somebody's got to grab it. A lot of teams to get over. Anybody in the works for another guest appearance? Always things in the background happening. Looking for somebody new coming up here soon. Got definitely some new exciting things coming on the channel soon. All right, called strike 3. That's just middle. Did he change something up with his delivery a little bit?
Stuck. It's weird. Yeah, it was weird. He chalked it up to dehydration, so they pumped some electrolytes in. It's weird. Yeah, it was weird. He chalked it up to dehydration.
Huh, something feels different.
RBIs, already career highs.
What teams did you want to play on? Just contenders? Yeah, at the end, just contenders. No interest in playing for a lousy club at the end.
A little low on the fastball. That's former Diamondback Carson Kelly back there.
Appreciate you, Ronze.
He takes a fastball. Carson challenges. Lance Barrett,
One time I noticed a relief pitcher struggled when his team had a big lead but dominated with a small lead. Yeah, just didn't go in there nervous or sharp, you know, or worried at all, so he didn't activate his sharpness. That happens sometimes. You go out there, you're a little too overconfident, you think you can just throw your glove out there and get guys out. It's not like that. Next thing you know, you'd be ball 1, ball 2, ball 3. Now you're in trouble. All right, so obviously we know he throws a lot of fastballs in this game. They were very effective there in that first inning. All right, second inning. Perdomo. Would you have liked playing in Seattle? Hell yeah, love Seattle. Adam, I love watching you on Yes before and after the games. Is it fun to do? Yeah, it's fun to do, and I love doing it with Bob. Really, all the people there, but Bob's a great host. Bob's awesome. Love hanging out with Bob Lorenz. And I had a good time with Dellin last time as the other analyst, and I love it when it's Todd, Frazier as well. I've just had a good time this year doing it. The one thing that sucks about the studio show is just like how late you get home and how much waiting around you do to do the show. But it's fun. All right, so he freezes him with heater. This is two in a row down, and he's trying not to swing down because they're worried about the split. So maybe the thought coming into this game was everybody has been very split. They've been sitting split, and maybe we need to throw more fastballs because of that. That's a definite possibility with this fastball usage. And as I say that, he gets a guy out with a split. So here's Nolan. Taken all the way. Here's a slider, one of the rare sliders. You see why it's rare. Fastball here. Good take. Here's the split. Terrible call. Nolan knows it too. So now they're going to throw that again. And now he has to swing and he chops it in the ground. Bregman's there. Easy play. You got very fortunate there, but that was a clean second inning. Appreciate you. Adam, who's your worst matchup? I say this all the time. Brandon Belt absolutely owned me of the Giants. Slider hit. Again, you see why he doesn't use it very often. So a slider hit to lead off the third. Here is Ildemaro Vargas.
Doubled and tripled against Cincinnati. Lance Barrett.
Yeah, you're in timeout. 3 Ric Flair. I'm not putting your comments on the screen right now. You're in timeout. Because I'm watching tape. I watch tape, and also this game is from yesterday, sir.
Lavello noted that Vargas came up to him and apologized after the.
Why did you wear number 0? It's an O for Ottavino, basically. Another low freeze. So you see these guys with Gausman, the whole idea, I think, and what messes guys up a lot when he has good fastball command, particularly down, is that if you're trying not to swing at the split, these are the areas where the split's going to be, right? So that means, and I've said this a lot of times, but that means if the ball's in this lower third, you probably don't want to swing because that's where it's going to end up, in that yellow, if the ball's in this lower third. So if it's a batter, you got the green light and anything up here. You think his fastball can't beat me. If the splitter pops here, it's going to end up in the middle down spot and I'm going to hammer it. You know? But you don't want to swing at the blue because you definitely don't want, you don't want to swing when the ball starts in the blue because the yellow is death. So he sees this ball down, he takes it, and it ends up being freeze at the bottom of the zone. We've seen 2 of those already. All right, here's Waldschmidt.
First, you get a fastball at the knee. Going to end up in the dirt. Powell with a big lead decides to hang on to first base. It looked like Tim wanted to go there. Of course, Dave McKay.
Adam, who's your favorite pitcher to watch right now? Probably Yamamoto. Probably Yamamoto. Although I really like watching Cease this year has really turned it around for me. I like watching him a lot now. Max Fried, when he pitches, I love watching him. Wow, he picks him off. Holy cow. So free out there. Gausman himself even makes the tag, and then he goes splitter to Waldschmidt. Yep, right below the zone, gets the chase. He looks great through 3. All right, 4th inning coming here.
Cubs have a 1-0 lead. Pedro has settled down wonderfully.
Adam, what's your favorite or best pitch to throw? Really, whatever gets the batter out. But for my career, I mean, obviously sweepers and sinkers were the main two.
Looking his first time up.
Do you think it's better to be a supinator over a pronator? I mean, I would say in general, probably, yeah, because you could probably have a bigger arsenal with more to it. But, I mean, listen, there's some unbelievable pronators. There's a lot of Hall of Famer pronators, too, so it's like, I don't know. If you can perfect it, you perfected it. You know what I'm saying? Good question, though. Tough one to answer, Showtime. Tough one to answer. Cease also added what you wanted him to, and now look at him, Cy Young. I agree totally. Yeah, I mean, I knew what he needed to do. I doubted whether he could do it, but honestly, he's been incredible this year. So he's made it really fun. I think it's almost time to give up on this one, Ron. I know you want it bad, and I love Sonny. I think he's gonna finish 3rd or 4th. It's pretty big gap in the stuff that the voters look at. You know. In the old days, he would have walked away with it. He would have walked away with it. But, you know.
Just the second base runner tonight against Gausman.
How was the Old Timers game? Really fun. Really, really fun. Really, really fun.
Corbin still holding, and there's the split.
No, this is an old game, bro.
Four-seam up and in.
Ketel's coming back. Let's see how he plays. That's going to be interesting when he comes back. All right, there's a chase splitter on 2-1. So maybe they sense a lot of... I mean, this is the thing with Gauze. It's like, if you swing, he might be a split in the dirt. If you take, it might be a fastball at the bottom. It's not a complicated game, but it definitely comes down to location. And in this game, he's had a little bit of better location. That one wasn't as good, but he got away with that split. All right, there's a steal. Do you think Carroll was taking all the way on his K's looking? Haven't seen yet. Oh yeah, Skeens is pitching tonight. Why? All right, you're back in. You're back in. Why can't a pitcher do both? Dominate both pronation and supination depending on the pitch. I believe there are some that can. I believe that there are some that can. Most can't be just because of anatomy and motor preferences. But most can. I really believe it. I mean, not most. I think some can. I think some can. I think there's some examples of some guys that can. All right, so another splitter there below zone. This time Perdomo swings at it. Remember, he got frozen with a fastball the first at-bat. So this time he is swinging at the pitch he doesn't want to swing at, and he's rolling over. And that was on a 3-1 pitch. He should not have swung like that. Well, this is when Merrill Kelly got mad at the third base coach who was helping them with the tipping. Oh my God, it's clear as day. All right, so check out third base coach right here. Watch his arm drop there. The drop there is the signal. So he sees something in the tipping, and when he drops the hand, this guy's looking at his peripheral vision here. He sees the hand drop, and he knows what pitch is supposed to be coming. Merrill Kelly actually steps off there. You can see steps off, and then he starts yelling at him. But that also happened in this game, in case you hadn't seen. All right, we pick it back up on a 1-0 count to Kepler, the cheater. Splitter strike. Why did Ketel miss time? Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
That's right when Merrill stepped off, and that's when all the yelling. Bannister gets involved, yelling at Ryan Flaherty, the Cub bench coach.
There, exactly where he was supposed to be.
We checked that. He was between the lines.
Perdomo is a tough at-bat because he's so selective, for sure.
Kepler 3-2, rolls it to second. Ramirez, the rookie's got it. And Gausman has one out in the fifth.
I am not familiar with the Wings of Redemption. Let's see this out on this four-seam. It's just really well located. We talked about how important location is for Gausman with his two-pitch approach. It's dotted down and away.
So he could tip the batter.
It's a whole relay system.
Am I Italian? Yes, I am. Yeah, if Roki could spin anything to the left, he'd be a lot better. No doubt about that.
And this has become a recurring theme here tonight.
Yamamoto is an example of a player who can be pronator, supinator. Okay, that's a good one. Is this stream just TikTok or is it another platform? YouTube and TikTok.
Two batters
I have a whole video on Kate Anderson's debut if you want to go check my YouTube channel. Whole video on that. There's another split down to Nolan. Splitter's a good pitch to Nolan. He's always struggled with splits. Kenta Maeda used to eat his lunch with splitters. He'll tell you that. That was a pitch he could hit, but now he comes in underneath it. So it's like you want to like get your swing a little more scoopy for the splitter, but then the four seam comes up, and now you're under the four seam. So you see the issues that he causes. It's like you need two different bat pats to cover his four seam and his split, and sometimes you just guess wrong. How did the transition from playing to broadcasting go? Did they reach out pretty quickly? I mean, I started before I stopped. I had already kind of built up my, a little bit of a tape and like, made all the contacts I needed to make. And then I definitely lucked out with my schedule this year. NBC and ESPN. I didn't know if I would be able to get both of those. But yeah, it's been pretty fun. It's been great. I'm enjoying it. Why did you like throwing across your body? Honestly, it was very comfortable for me. It's another fastball on the edge. It's very comfortable for me. Felt natural. How does a guy like Diaz go from good to struggling? Diaz is pitching bad, but also getting very unlucky, and now he's on the shelf, which to me feels like a phantom situation. Not that I know for sure. Haven't talked to Edwin in a while. But to me, I feel like the Dodgers are always getting away with that. So there's an example of a poor location, and it costs them. 0-2, middle down fastball, base hit. Not quite to the bottom edge for a freeze. So that's a pitch he's probably going to get a swing at, and it's looped in. Not hit hard, but again, not a strikeout. So sometimes shit happens. Changeup overturned to a strike. Gausman was not a Dodger. Not a Dodger. He was. Gausman's career went Orioles, Reds, Braves, or maybe Orioles, Braves, Reds. Then I want to say Giants, Blue Jays, and now Cubs. I mean, I would say Met. To me, this is a pretty easy Met. Got 2 Cy Youngs as a Met. There's another chase of Waldschmidt for the splitter. So he's gotten Waldschmidt twice with splitters. I haven't watched enough with Thornton yet. I kind of want to dig in on him again, but I haven't been able to yet. Wish you would have came back to St. Louis to finish up. I wasn't opposed to that. I was not opposed to that, but John Mozeliak was never going to sign me. So I think he was still part of the picture at that point. Man, you're asking some questions that could be, honestly, could be entire videos. Yeah, I wasn't cross-body in 2010 when I first got called up. They had, the Cardinals coached the cross-body out of me. I had cross-body my whole career before pro ball. Then they basically told me to try to mimic, Wainwright and Carpenter and those guys and step more direct to the plate. I could throw hard like that, and I actually had a split at one point, but my slider was way worse and my deception was nil. And so I just wasn't as good like that, and eventually, obviously, I went back to throwing my old style. More cross-body, what's natural. All right, so here's the Carroll freeze. Definitely sitting split, right? To take that pitch, 100% sitting split. The whole, let's see, he gets a first pitch one for a ball, even though they classified that as a changeup. This is a weird pitch. He threw the ball away. That's his split grip. 100% that's his split grip because I've copied it. I've tried to copy it. It doesn't work for me, but that's his split grip. It's a really weird grip where he's got 3 fingers on one side of the ball, and then this finger split around the ball. So anyway, this was just a bad rep. It had 14 vert and did nothing. And you can see he just immediately throws the ball away. He's like, that did not do what it's supposed to do. Then he gets fastball, and I'm pretty sure Corbin's got to be sitting splitter. He probably just says to himself, there's no way I'm getting 3 heaters in a row. Right? And so this ball comes out middle down, and he takes it. Yeah, that's definitely what happened there. All right, we got one more inning, 7th inning. Phantom for sure for Diaz, using the IL to fix this arm angle, so that has to be the Phantom. That's probably the biggest thing is the arm angle. If that's the biggest red flag with Diaz right now, is just that 15-degree arm angle. He's just not on top of the ball, so his pitches don't have the same action or command.
Between the lines in the coach's box, he did not appear to be violating any rules. You can Sneak a peek, then
It was a long time Rocky. Do the Rockies players org see as their division rival? Is it Dodgers or just everyone in the West? Honestly, I think the Diamondbacks are probably the main natural rival to the Rockies, and the reason why I say that, I feel like similar length of time being in existence, share a spring training site. So this is a ground out by Moreno. This is a good pitch to hit, but they were up 7-0, so that's why it was actually a little better located than I realized. It was down in. Anyway, I think the Diamondbacks are the natural Rocky rivalry just because of Salt River Fields being shared by both teams. And I just feel like they're in a similar spot in life. Like, I know they both play at altitude. Obviously, the Rockies is much more drastic. But I don't know. I always felt like they were the main rival. Can't really call the Dodgers or Giants rivals because those teams have done all the winning. Big thing about the Rockies is they've never won the NL West, ever. So this was a good pitch to hit, and Perdomo did a decent job with it, but good placement. So that's why I would say that. Although, you know, so it's probably every team, to answer your question.
Secrets in this game.
Based on my question before, would you say someone like Pedro Martinez was someone who could pronate and supinate? You know, I think he was a pronator, but he threw a curveball with a spike grip, which sometimes is an indicator of a pronator. So I think he was a pronator. I think he was a heavy pronator. But, I mean, I don't know for sure.
since last Sunday in Atlanta, and he blasted that one into right center.
My best season was 2018.
Two-out single. Here's Arenado, who's 0 for 2.
Up to 98,
Third hit for the
but, you
Diamondbacks.
know.
Arenado launches one toward the left field foul pole, but he's out.
Because Mo tried to force me to have shoulder surgery against my will. That's why. And generally, he was against me because I was a Jeff Lunau draft pick, and they had a little bit of a vendetta going on. So, I was caught in a very petty squabble by a man-child named John Mozeliak. All right, popped up. This is a perfect location. This is going to end his game. So I think the big thing is he just really threw his fastball on the edges a lot. Kind of weird that he threw so many fastballs, but I think he was really on the edges quite a bit, and he got a lot of favorable contact in this game on his fastball. I mean, 11 batted ball events on the fastball, only 89 exit velo, which is not bad for the fastball, and then 2 hits out of the 11. He did get 4 hard hit contacts, but 2 of them are out. But yeah, he did a good job. This is more of what I expect. He's got the ability to really pitch this way all the time. But yeah, he's been a little bit off at times this year, unfortunately, and that's just the reality on it. Where would you rate the Gausman split? Got to be an all-timer. Yeah, it's one of the better ones. Certainly in MLB now. If I don't know if it's the best, but it's up there, especially for a starter. All right, what else we got here? Gausman throws a changeup and a splitter. His changeup grip looks similar to his split. It's basically the same. Moves his pinky down on the changeup. I mean, he never throws the changeup, so you know. 1% changeup. That means you just ignore it. It doesn't really exist. Hold on, it's on the main screen here. 1% changeup. Doesn't really exist. So, it's fine. Smoltz had a devastating split in his prime. Papelbon, Clemens, Schilling. The crazy one was my guy Mike Scott back in the day for the Astros. It might have been a sandpaper ball. That thing was disgusting. Disgusting. Do you think adding expansion team in Utah makes sense? It would be difficult to develop pitchers there. Actually, I like the idea to have more than one cores in the league. I don't know why. Also, hire me, Utah, because I could run your team and help you out a lot, save you a lot of time, because it's going to be very similar. Although Utah might have a little bit of advantage because of where they're situated, Salt Lake. I feel like you can get to a lower altitude. You might be able to sleep at a lower altitude there. That would be an interesting thing to think about. I need to do more research on that. Ayo, as a pitcher, how did you measure when a batter is sitting on a pitch? Or it was a catcher work? Well, I mean, you know a little bit about what they like to hit before coming into an at-bat. And you've watched him a lot. But at the same time, batter reaction tells me a lot. Batter reaction tells me a lot. Like sometimes if a guy's like makes zero move at your pitch, they're either auto taking in general or they're looking for that other main pitch, right? So, you know, you're trying to suss it out. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but a lot of times when you're really pitching well, you can sense these things really well out there. I mean, you asked, so I had to give you the answer. Other than that, I mean, I did like a lot of the people I came across, and I learned a lot over there from the Cardinals people, but that's just kind of how it was. We watched Kyle Leahy a lot recently, so not tonight, but I'm already done for the night, honestly. But let me see a couple more. We'll take a couple questions, and then I'll do probables and check the scoreboard, and that's it. Do you think it's just year-to-year variance with Yoshi's K per 9 is down 2 this year, or just emphasis of trying to get more quick outs? I think Yoshi does a great job of not necessarily pitching to contact, but not hunting strikeouts until he gets to 2 strikes. And I think he's good enough to get a lot of favorable contact. So I think that's probably the reason. There's a certain level of excellence on the mound that actually includes being a little bit off of your career high in strikeouts and strikeout rate. You saw it with Garrett Cole when he finally won the Cy Young. You've seen it with a lot of players. It's like there's a fine line there between, yeah, I'm getting more strikeout rate, but this is costing me innings and overall outs obtained. So I think there's a perfect harmony there where you're still getting tons of strikeouts, but you're also finding a way to get a lot of favorable contact. So that's kind of how I look at that. Great question though. Koji Uehara, man, now you're talking about a GOAT right there. 0.56 whip for a season. Look it up. Ridiculous. I mean, it happens. They've been great all year long, especially that crew. They're going to lose games sometimes. Is Gasper's bat legit enough to keep a spot on the team? No, this is a fluky moment for Mickey. I like Mickey, but he's not this hitter. He's not this hitter. He's just hot as shit right now. But this is not his thing. In California, boxers would train in Big Bear, then drive down the mountain to sleep. See, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking about possibly in Utah. Now I have to do my research before I say anything. But yeah. Where would you want to see an expansion to? My bad if I missed this already. So here are my top choices for expansion if this were to happen. In no particular order, the four sites that interest me the most are Montreal, making a go back to Montreal, Utah, Salt Lake, because I think that would be fascinating, Nashville, because I just know Nashville would be a good ball town, although that is Braves country. And then I'd like to see Portland, Oregon. I actually played there in AAA once. I thought that was fantastic. Those are my 4 as of right now. If I'm missing anything, somebody give me an idea. I know Charlotte, but I haven't been there, so I can't speculate on that. It's actually random. It's one of the only major cities in America I've never been to. Overall eval, he looked great. Got BABIP'd in the first. No concerns about Glass. Looked pretty good to me. Do you not think somewhere in Raleigh, like North Carolina? I mean, that could be a possibility, but this is such a fugazi. That's spoken like somebody who's never been to Portland. All right, probable pitchers. I do love the Rockies. Love the Rockies. Expos would be cool. Even Vancouver, maybe. I'd like another Canadian team. That's my thesis on that. All right, so somebody said that Skeens is looking good so far. They're locked in. Skeens and King going at it today. Skeens, no walks. That's very good. 5 innings, 2 hits, no walks, 4 strikeouts. So that's a good sign, and we'll watch that tomorrow. Michael King also 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 walks, 7 Ks. That's what we're looking at. So we'll do the scoreboard and then do probables for tomorrow. Angels 5, Guardians 0. Gavin Williams getting shelled. Somebody told me that in the 4th there. Phillies, Mariners 1-1 in the 5th. Going to the 6th. Pirates, Padres, we just saw that. A's still Gage Jump on the mound. He's looking good tonight, I guess. 1 hit allowed to the Twins in the 6th. Cubs 4, D-backs 0. Fott's giving up some runs for the 2nd straight game. Giants 3, Reds 0. All these are finals. Yankees lost to the Astros. Mets ended up walking off the Brewers. We've seen some of these other results. White Sox hung on against the Rangers. Orioles beat the snot out of the Cardinals. They have a team in AAA, but I wasn't in that league. Omaha would be kind of cool. White Sox usually has awesome crowd. College World Series usually has awesome crowds. Omaha would be cool, good, but not a big enough population, I don't think. Personally. Yeah, Utah would be Coors 2.0. I don't have a problem with that, though. Already saw the Lindor play. Vintage Skeens, I guess we'll find out. I told you that I was going to believe in him. We'll see if he can finish out this outing. All right, here are our games for tomorrow. Tomorrow's stream more than likely will be night again. We'll watch Skeens. We'll see what's up. I got to go with my wife to a doctor thing tomorrow. All right, Rays, Tigers, 110. This is an interesting matchup. Melton shoved hard against the Rays of the Trop earlier in the year, and he's been amazing. Peralta's looking to get himself going and get right, so let's see how he looks tomorrow versus the Tigers. Cubs, Diamondbacks, Boyd, and Erod. Reds, Giants, Lodolo, Roop. Guardians, Angels, Cantillo, Rodriguez. Pirates, Padres, Bubba, and TBA. Phillies, Mariners, Luzardo, Woo. Red Sox, Marlins, there's that man. Hey, Ron, we can get closer to 20 wins. Sonny Gray's going versus the Marlins, Ryan Gusto. Rockies, Nats, Tanner Gordon, TBA. Astros, Yankees, Peter Lambert. Probably going to be Elmer Rodriguez. We'll see. For the Yankees, Royals, Randy Dobnak, the Uber driver, and TBA for Toronto. Brewers, Mets, Dustin May, Robert Stock. Dodgers, Braves, Roki Sasaki, AJ Smith, Shawver. That's an interesting matchup. Rangers, White Sox, Mackenzie Gore, Sean Burke. Orioles, Cardinals, Kyle Bradish, and the base running stopper, Michael McGreevy. And then the last game is Connor Prelip and JT Ginn. That's Twins and A's. Let's go, Sonny. I hope he gets the 20 wins, to be honest with you. I hope he does. Do you do autographs through the mail? Send it to Yes Network. If you send it to Yes Network, I'll sign it. I'm not going to sign it if it gets sent to the house. Cards that get sent to the house, they end up like these ones. Right next to me. These are some rookie cards. That's how I get all my free cards. Because you send them to the house, you're not getting them back. You send them to the field where I used to play, you get them back every time. You send them to the Yes Network, you get them back. That's how this works. All right. Expansion in Mexico. Now that would be interesting. Don't see it happening, but that would be interesting. All right. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging tonight. Appreciate everybody that was actually here tonight. This was a pretty light stream, but had a good time. And I'll be back tomorrow. So appreciate you guys. Big time for the hangout tonight. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to bed. Have a great night. Hasta la vista. See you later.